My brother's fiancée falsely accused me of hitting on her. Ryan texted, "Stay away from us." I replied with one word, "Done." Then I withdrew my name as guarantor from their mortgage application. Their dream house? Denied. I'm 32. Or, at least I was the family's designated adult. The go-to for every 11 p.m. call for a ride. The one who helped move sofas, who co-signed leases, who covered bills when someone fell short. It's not a role you're asked to fill. You just slip into it. Quietly. Permanently. And Ryan, my younger brother at 29, is the golden boy. The charismatic risk-taker who leaps without looking, laughs loudest in every room, and trusts everything will magically work out. His fiancée, Cynthia, matches him perfectly. Intense, magnetic, obsessed with crafting the illusion of a perfect life online. I never liked her. Not really. There was always something about her compliments that stung. "You're so practical. It's amazing how stable you are," she'd say, smiling, though her eyes never quite did. It always felt like her way of calling me boring, without saying a word. But Ryan loved her, and I love Ryan, so I stayed silent. 3 months ago, they found their dream house, a sharp, modern build in a neighborhood way above their pay grade. No surprise. Their income didn't qualify for mortgage. That's when Ryan asked me for the biggest favor of my life. He needed a guarantor. That meant signing on to a mortgage that could haunt me for 30 years if things went sideways. I love my brother, but I'm not an idiot. I told him I needed time to think. First thing I did was spend a few $100 to have a lawyer look over the paperwork. The agreement was standard, nothing unusual, but the lawyer added one bit of advice. When family and large sums of money mix, get a separate personal agreement, just to be safe. So he drafted one page, simple, 2 key points. First, if they defaulted, I could claim their equity up to the amount I'd have to cover. Second, his COA clause, cover your ass. It stated that my guarantee depended on a relationship of mutual respect and good faith. Any act of defamation or malice, I could pull out immediately. At the time, it felt like overkill. Still, I presented it to Ryan. He barely glanced at it. "Yeah, man. Of course. We're brothers. Good faith is a given." We signed it in front of a notary. I filed it away. The bank approved the loan. Ryan and Cynthia were ecstatic. Fast forward to last weekend. Family barbecue. I'm chatting with cousins. Cynthia drifts over. Slightly tipsy. She stands too close. Her hand grazes my forearm. "You're always so serious," she purrs. "You should try having fun." Typical Cynthia. Half mocking, half flirtatious. Fully uncomfortable. I made an excuse, grabbed a drink, walked away. Didn't think twice. 2 days later, my phone exploded. Ryan sent a text longer than some novels. Furious. Rambling. Cynthia had apparently collapsed in tears, telling him I'd been making her uncomfortable for months. The barbecue, she claimed, was the last straw. She said I'd cornered her. Whispered she was too good for him. That she needed a real man, one who could actually provide. It hit like a punch. This wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a sniper shot. Calculated. Precise. And suddenly, everything made sense. Those little comments she'd been feeding him about how I was always judging their money choices, too involved in their lives. She'd been laying the groundwork. I tried calling Ryan. No answer. Tried again. Straight to voicemail. Then came his final message. "I can't believe you'd do this to us. Cynthia is a wreck. Stay away from us." And just like that, 32 years of brotherhood was erased. Strangely, I didn't feel rage. I felt clarity. She didn't want me in their lives, only in their finances. A silent name on a loan. She wanted their dream house, but not the man who made it possible showing up at Christmas dinner. I sat for a long time. Then I picked up my phone. Typed, "Done." Called the mortgage advisor. Told her, calmly, that due to an unforeseen personal conflict, I was formally withdrawing my guarantee. There was a long pause on the other end. "Sir," she said cautiously, "I must inform you this will likely result in the denial of their application." I understand, I replied. Then I hung up, blocked their numbers, and tried to sleep. 3 days of silence. Then 10 p.m., a thunderous knock on my door. I checked the peephole. It was Ryan. He looked wrecked. I opened the door. Waited. "What did you do?" he asked, voice cracking. He barged into my living room. "Exactly what you told me to." I said, shutting the door. "I'm staying away." The bank called. The loans denied. "You pulled out. You torpedoed the whole thing." "Why?" I stared at him. The sheer lack of awareness was mind-boggling. "Are you serious, Ryan? You accuse me of hitting on your fiancée. Tell me to disappear. And you can't figure out why I'd revoke a 6-figure guarantee." "That was personal," he said, pacing, hands running through his hair. Cynthia was upset. She's sensitive. Maybe she overreacted. But you don't ruin someone's future over a fight. A fight? A fight is arguing about who cleans Dad's gutters. This was character assassination. And you went all in without a second thought. You believed her. No questions asked. His phone buzzed. He glanced at it. Cynthia's name. Her voice was faint but frantic. "Is he fixing it?" "Tell him to call. He has to fix it." Ryan's face hardened. The panic turned to cold anger. "You have to call the bank," he demanded. "Tell them it was a mistake." "Fix it?" "No." The word sat heavy in the air. "What do you mean, no?" "I mean no. The decision is final. I'm not a light switch, Ryan. You can't flip me on when you need a signature, then off when I'm inconvenient. You don't get to treat me like a monster and a mortgage." "This is me," I said, "staying away." He stared at me. For a moment, I saw the little brother I knew, lost, scared. But then he vanished, replaced by the man Cynthia had molded. "So, you're just going to let our dream die?" "Your dream became my nightmare. You two lit the match. I'm just walking out of the fire." He left without a word. Next morning, the call from Mom came. Right on cue. "Ryan is devastated. Families are supposed to work through things." I braced for the guilt trip, but something inside me had turned to stone. Laura, my girlfriend, was by my side, furious for me, supportive, yet hurting too. She'd been friends with Ryan. Now, mutual friends were texting her, parroting Cynthia's lies, asking if she was safe. My calm, reasoned decision had erupted into chaos. Emotional fallout that scorched people I loved. That part hurt most. Then silence, until the certified letter arrived. From a law firm. I felt sick. It was a demand. Reinstate the guarantee. Or face a lawsuit for interference with their building contract, emotional distress, and financial loss. They were actually threatening legal action. I sat in my car after work, reading it over and over. The anger was gone. I felt hollow, drained. For one awful second, I thought about giving in, just to make the noise stop. Laura found me like that. She read the letter. "They're bluffing," she said. "They have to be. You don't get to slander someone and then sue them for not giving you money." Did their lawyer even know the whole story? Her question snapped something awake in me. Of course they hadn't. I dug out my files, found the notarized agreement, the good faith clause, scanned it, took a screenshot of Ryan's stay away text, circled the date and time, merged it all into a single PDF. I didn't send it to their lawyer. No, I sent it to my parents. Subject, the full story. Body, Mom, Dad, you've asked why I did this. The attached document is a legal agreement Ryan and I both signed. His text message is also attached. It violates the good faith clause. He broke our agreement. I didn't do this out of spite. I did it to protect myself. I'm sorry you're in the middle of this. I hit send. Waited. 2 days later, Dad called. His voice wasn't angry anymore. Just tired. "We read it," he said. "Why did Ryan tell us he signed something like this?" "Because he probably forgot," I said, "and because it proves he was wrong." That night, Ryan went to their house. Admitted it all. I'd never acted inappropriately. It was Cynthia's idea to push me out because she thought I was too controlling financially. He agreed, thinking it'd lead to a fight, then things would settle. He never imagined I'd actually pull out. The next day, my parents visited them. The dream house was lost. The deposit gone. Mom told me Cynthia cried again, tried the victim card. But this time, Mom had had enough. No drama. No yelling. Just quiet pain. Tears in her eyes. She said, "How could you do this to our family?" To him, the lawsuit threats vanished. Ryan and Cynthia are still together. But from what I hear, it's a miserable mess. Blame and bitterness thick in the air. They're stuck in a cramped apartment, broke and spiraling. There are no winners. I haven't spoken to Ryan since. Sometimes I see his face on Facebook. He looks hollow. There's justice in what I did, but it tastes bitter. I was right, but I lost my brother. Some cousins, some family friends still believe Cynthia. The holidays will be hell. Laura's had to cut people off. It's a wound that won't heal clean. Last night, a text came through from an unknown number. I know it's not enough, but I'm sorry. For everything. I knew it was Ryan. I stared at it for a long time. Typed a reply. Deleted it. Typed again. Deleted again. In the end, I just set the phone down. Didn't reply. Some contracts, once broken, can't be fixed. That's the most rational truth. And the most painful one.